Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fearless Floyd Show Trust class with LeFlore on trusts. Today is Saturday, October 22nd, 2022. I want to welcome you all to the group, and I am behind the scenes doing administrative work as we discuss and have this meeting. So I will get through all my administrative stuff, and then I will give the floor to Ann. So forgive me if I kind of pause in my speech because I'm trying to admit people into
recording in progress.
Well, I don't know what that just took so long to start, but okay. Anyway, all students welcome from class A, B, and C. So let me start and preface that there was a communication breakdown between Ann and myself. And the A class was not supposed to be invited to the B and C class, which is, this is what this is. So they have already sent out the emails. They've already been invited. They're already on here. So A class, if you've been a part of A class and you're a part of B class, all you are here for is observation. That's it. To observe, listen. Don't ask questions, don't butt in, don't steal anybody else's time. Thank you. I'll close with that. Next, for all the new members, everything you do and everything that you've done that is outside of Telegram, you are going to have to redo it. And what that means is, if you sent me an email with your NDA and your agreement, you already screwed up and you have not followed directions. Now I'm going to scold you on this. When I say follow directions, I mean follow directions. If you have to read directions 3 times to follow directions, then that by all means, that's what you need to do. So if you've sent me something through email or through the Telegram Fearless Floyd Show, and not a direct message through Telegram to me personally, and not to the show or to the trust class, you need to do that. Do not call me, do not text me, do not email me, do not communicate any other shape or form aside from Telegram. The reason, every time I have to step outside that platform, you're taking time away from me and things I can be doing to improve this group and improve the community altogether. So if you've sent something else through any other platform, please go back and resend it. The private trust class Telegram group is private. You need to direct message me. That means me, not the show, not the trust class, me, direct message. And send me, just direct message me and say, add me to the Telegram trust class group, and then I'll add you. That's stuff I have to do behind the scenes.
Okay.
I'm admitting people. I try to be very punctual. My schedule, because I work in the entertainment industry, is weird. It fluctuates. I go in at odd hours. I get off at odd hours. Like tomorrow, I go in at 11 o'clock in the afternoon. I have to go back at 8:30 that night. So that's
Recording in progress.
And that's what's juggling around. If you could, please kill your microphones, mute. Thank you. This class will repeat tomorrow from 5 to 7 Central Time. And again, next weekend on Saturday and Sunday, 5 to 7 respectively. If you have any questions, send it to me through Telegram, direct message. The Telegram Trust Class group, that is your forum to discuss trust with your other peers and mentors. That is yours. I will eventually give you administrative responsibilities. So that way you can start a chat, you can pin messages, and you can operate in the room just like anybody else can and communicate. So when you have questions, problems, you want to discuss a particular instrument or whatever, you're more than welcome to do that. And that's what it's there for. That group is for you. It's not for me. It's not for Ann. Ann is not at your beck and call. I am not at your beck and call. We are here to assist you and guide you in the education of learning about trusts, how to create trusts, how to operate them, and how to go capture these trusts that you've created unknowingly and involuntarily. So we're going to help you with all that. You're going to get everything that you need. So just be patient. You're not going to, create Rome tomorrow. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. So be patient. There's plenty of people that will help you. Ask questions, be respectful, act in honor, good faith, and clean hands at all times with everybody in this community. For those of you who don't know me and just found me, I'm real easygoing, laid back. You got to really be a screw up for me to have to kick you out of anything. So just be mindful that the people in this group all have one common goal, and that's to learn about trusts and operate trusts. So you're in a group with like-minded people. And is there anything that I haven't covered that you think I need to cover, and anything that you'd like to add?
Yes, there's a few things. Okay, the trust group is basically trust, you guys. It's not 1099s. It's not any of this other stuff that has been thrown in there. W4 sandwich packages, nothing. It doesn't work. It doesn't belong in trust. It's still public, and we're getting rid of it. So please keep that out of the trust group. Keep those questions away from the trust group. Let's stick with trust. Number two, everything has been posted on there. I do not know how many times I have to repeat it. It is all on pin. So at the top of the trust group, there is this little pin thing right up at the top. It looks like a little, stick pin. Click on it. All your documents are in there, guys. Every single thing you need that we put out, that we send out, and everything we do is in that little pin message. So please, when you get in there the first time, just go and click on it. And you literally can download everything inside that pin message and save it on your hard drives. It's pretty simple. There's also in Telegram with the 3 little dots where you can go in and find all the files we've uploaded, all the videos we've uploaded, all the messages we've uploaded. So you guys can just narrow them down and, just run right through it and click on each one, right click on it, say download, stick it on your hard drive, and you got it.
Is that it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Let me try to get to the right place. Let me screen share real quick. All right. This is a screen share right here. This is what the trust class icon looks like over here to my left in the middle. Fearless Floyd show. I'm going to click on that. Okay. And right here, you see where it says pin message? All you gotta do is click on that. And there's your message. There's the next message. There's the next message. There's the next message. And there's a bunch of them, and they're all in here. And you can get them and download them, do whatever you want with them. Okay, they're yours. Also, you can go up here. You do the group info. There's 55 files, 86 shared links, 52 videos, or 52 photos, 1 video. Okay, so there's all kind of ways in there. I will add y'all to the group slowly. If you don't get on there tonight, you will get on there tomorrow. I am a very, very, very busy man. Count on that. All right. I believe I am done with my spiel. And I'm just like to see if there's anybody else that needed to be added. Okay, I'm good, Ann. Whenever you'd like to start, you're more than welcome to take off. Let me give
Okay,
you,
you need
your
to stop your screen
co-hosting.
share so I can start mine.
Yep, I got to give you authority. Where you at? Oh, there you are. Why? Looking for your profile. I can't find it. There you are. Boom. You are co-host.
Oh, okay, great. Hi guys, welcome. My name is LeFlore, and I have two nationalities. I'm French and I'm an American. And I left America. Well, I worked in America for a while. I was working for the government. I went to school there for a while. I did graduate from high school in San Diego. And then I was working for the government, worked in different countries, been around, came back to the French, French territory, not France, but a French territory called French Polynesia, Tahiti. This is where I've been living for, I think, the last 30, almost 37 years. So I haven't been in America for a while. So you guys, I do make mistakes. You will find errors in my work because I have two languages on my computer. I'm just letting you guys know, because I mean, I make errors. I'm not perfect. Okay, guys, I'm not. So we just correct the errors and we move forward because it's all part of the game. It's all part of the day and it all makes it fun. So if you find my errors, just, the documents I give you guys are all edit. You can edit every single one of them, editable, edited or whatever you want to call it. I do have 5 dogs here, and sometimes they do, like get a little noisy. I have chickens and roosters, so you might hear them too. But this is the islands, guys, and this is what it's all about. So we are going to, as soon as I bring up the screen really quickly, we're going to start our class. Does anybody have any questions before we start, or should we just dig right in?
Dig right
Okay.
in.
Okay, great. Sounds wonderful. Okay, class A, remember, do not ask questions. You ask questions in 2 classes. You're just here to watch today. Okay, so we want to give class B and class C plenty of time to ask their questions. You guys had plenty of time, so I'm sorry. But today, I'm not going to take your questions. It doesn't sound mean. It just sounds like I need to, organize so that we can give other people chances. Okay, so we're going to learn today about trust. We're going to learn about the very first trust, which is called the pass-through trust. This trust is what we're going to... Somebody's got their microphone on. Can you guys turn off your microphones because it's echoing and doing weird stuff? Somebody's got a microphone on.
I will mute everybody.
Yeah, mute everybody, Floyd, because it's annoying.
Hang on.
Oh, thank you.
You're
That
welcome.
was pretty annoying. That was pretty obnoxious.
Whoever is phone number 203-357-06766. It's a lot of numbers. It was you. So please listen. I can't express this enough to you guys. Please follow instructions. When you don't follow instructions, you're pausing us from doing what we need to do. Thank you.
Guys, we only have 2 hours. So, I mean, I've got things to do too. I've got a lot of stuff going on here right at the moment. So let's try to get the class done. And you guys only unmute your mics when you've got a question to ask, please. And if you guys raise your hands, I don't see them because I got screen share up. I don't see the raised hands and all this other stuff. So I will pause, during the video or during the presentation, and I will say, do we have any questions? And this will give you guys time to ask your questions. At that time, unmute your mic, ask your questions, and then mute your mic again. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. Okay, so here we go. Our first trust we're going to learn how to use is an express trust, which is a pass-through trust or a revocable trust or a living trust. We're only allowed one revocable trust. Anything else would be irrevocable or express, and we will talk about those in the advanced classes. But first, we have to learn how to even understand what a pass-through trust is. It passes from the public into the private. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to learn all about trust today. Okay, so I've got this set up. It's a PowerPoint presentation. Tomorrow's presentation will be all about the trust documents and how we're going to use these documents for our trust. So everything in our class is all given to you guys. It's all on the Telegram channel, believe it or not. I posted it like 5 times and it's always pinned at the top. So you don't have to scroll up and down to find it. Just go up to little pinny thing and unpin it or click on it and you guys can find it. Okay, so here's what we're going to cover today. How are trusts formed? How are trusts operated? How courts are using trust and trust law against us. The importance of your signature. This is a big one, guys, a real big one. Okay, and we're also going to learn about how you can create a trust in our name. And we're going to find out how taking back our control of our trust, how we can take back our control of our trust. Okay. So this is what trusts are all about, guys. The word trust refers to a duty or a combination of several different elements. They're different obligations. They rest upon one person described as a trustee. So here's my little table that I've put up. We're the grantor. So you see, we're up at the top. And we're the grantor of the trust. And we deposit our property into the trust. Okay? So then, if you look at my little arrow, our property is going down to the trustee. What is the trustee? The trustee is the one who takes control of our titles. He holds on to them. So he's the one who is running our trust for us. And what does the trustee do? He goes back and forth between the grantor, because he takes care of the grantor. He also takes care of the beneficiaries. So the beneficiaries really have no say-so in the trust. They do have an interest in the trust, which is called an equitable interest or a trust interest. But they cannot tell us as a trustee how to run our trust unless we are doing something wrong. And then the beneficiaries can literally throw us out. But if we're not doing anything wrong and the beneficiaries come and want to complain and things like this, they have no say-so, because we have a trust instrument, which is called a trust corpus, which literally tells us what to do in the trust. It's our outline or our guidelines, and we have to stick within these guidelines in order to be able to operate the trust in honor with clean hands. This is one thing people don't understand, this clean hands. Clean hands means we come into equity and we do things above board, not like they do out in the public, tricking us into signing this, tricking us into, refinancing our mortgage and all this other garbage. So clean hands means we do everything in honor and equity. That's all it means. But it's cool, because you tell everybody, especially if you have to go to court, oh, I'm coming in with clean hands, and I mean, sometimes it makes me laugh because I feel like bringing a bottle of water into the courtroom and washing my hands in front of them. That's just, this is how ridiculous they can be at times. So sometimes I get these ideas like, why not do it, or something like this, after them. So anyhow, let's move forward. Let's move on. Okay. How are we going to create a trust? Okay, we have a trust intent. We have a specific trust res. We have property designated, and we have a valid trust purpose. So let's break this down. A trust intent means that we have an intention to create this trust. We are putting forward our intentions. Now we can put our intentions forward in speech, in writing, or what they've been doing recently is people have been doing holographs. You know, these holographic images. They'll create everything in a holographic image. It's cool, but I mean, I don't know. I've never tried it. So it's always up to people. So what is a trust res? A trust res is anything that has a title, okay? And when we say trust res has zero value in a trust, zero value. Even if it's worth on the other side $5 million, when you move it into the trust, it has zero value, okay? Understand, it's a title we're moving into the trust. And that's what the trustee takes over, is the title of the property or the title of the item, okay? So the property designated is only property that has titles. So whatever property has a title that needs to be sold by you signing over the title, those are the properties we put into a trust. So you cannot sign over the title of a diamond ring or a couch or a television set or something like this. You know, you can't sign it over. Okay, now maybe if you had a pedigree dog that was, you know, like $1 million breeder or something like that. Usually I think dogs are registered and they do have titles. So you could sign the title of your dog over into your trust, you know, but you have to figure out how that, you know, it just is what you want to do. So we don't give any value to anything in our trust. We just move a title. So let's say that we have a house over here and we have the title of the home or the land deed or whatever title we have of this home. So we create our documentation that literally changes the title of that object or that piece of paper. So right now, the title of your home is under your name alone, husband and wife name, or whoever name is on the title. You will be changing the title to the title of your trust. That's what moves it into the trust. So each state is different on how you're going to change your titles. I don't know all 50 states, guys. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't. So this takes a little bit of time to look up certain things to understand how we can move titles into our trust. Okay, so everything we move into the trust is a res, just like I was telling you about earlier. That's what is considered a trust res, or the res of the trust. This is what funds the trust. These are all listed on Schedule A of our trust. So no parties in the trust need to know who's forming the trust, including the grantor, the trustee, or the beneficiary. So where do we hear that? Okay, no party has to know we're forming a trust. That means that every time you go into a bank and we want to take out a loan, we don't know how, we don't have to be warned or told we just formed a trust. We don't have to be, because every time we sign it, we're the grantor. So, oh, did they tell us that? No, they forgot to tell us that. So they don't have to tell us this. So this is what it's funny. So trust res is any property that we're going to add to the trust that creates a value. So value is, you know, land titles, car titles, boat titles, motorhome titles, jet ski titles, anything you sign and you have to sign over to somebody else. This is the titles, and this is the res we're creating in our trust. Okay, any questions so far that I've gone over all this? Okay, you guys just have to unmute your mic. Just go down into Telegram and to Zoom, and you just you know, click on the little thing that your mic is, and you can speak if you have any questions. If not, I'll
Hey,
continue.
Ann. I have
Okay.
a question. This is Andy from New York.
Hey, Andy from New York, how you doing?
Very well, thank you. So now when you said do the research, do you have any type of search engines that we could go on, or we just like Google New York State title laws or title searches? How would we go about researching that?
Just like that, you can go right down. You can go right down to your county recorder's office, because that's where all titles are registered, is at every county recorder's office.
Okay,
And you can talk to the county recorder's office how to do your title searches or how to move titles. So they can give you the information. Usually you're going to find that on all of your county and city websites for your states. Okay.
that's what I was gonna ask. Yeah, that it could probably be on their website. Every county.
Yeah,
has a website.
exactly.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Sure, no problem. Okay, moving right along. Okay, we're gonna talk about now about the grantor, the trustee, and the beneficiary. Guys, do not get this confused. I will tell you that because you're the grantor, you're going to be wearing 3 different hats, but you cannot be all 3 people at the same time. And you can be the grantor of the trust, you can be the trustee of the trust, and you can benefit, not be a beneficiary, but benefit from the trust, okay? So the reason we can benefit from the trust is because as the grantor, we create our trust. And our trustee, who takes over and he runs our trust, he is responsible for taking care of the beneficiary and the grantor, okay? So and that's all outlined in our trust corpus, the body of our trust. That's why they call it a trust corpus. It's the body of our trust. Okay, so how this works is the grantor needs the property maintained so that it doesn't lose value for the trust and it doesn't lose value for the beneficiaries. So the trustee is responsible for keeping the trust property in maintenance, good order, and taken care of. So the trustee uses the trust to take care of the property of the trust. As the trustee is taking care of the property, guess what? You're the trustee. Now, who better would you choose to operate a pass-through trust that moves money from the public into the private than yourself? Now, irrevocable trusts are another story. We're not going to get into those right now, but you would never, you cannot be a trustee on an irrevocable trust, only on this revocable trust, only. Okay, guys, only, or an express trust. Okay, so you're the trustee, you're the grantor. You're taking care of the trust property, which takes care of the grantor, which also takes care of the beneficiaries. See the triangle, how it's working? Okay, so as you are maintaining the property, taking care of the property and everything, the grantor is benefiting from the trust. You as a trustee are benefiting from the trust. As beneficiaries, the beneficiaries benefit from the trustee taking care of and maintaining the property value. It doesn't decline in value. See how it's working, guys? But when you write a trust, you personally will never be a beneficiary. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way because it's your trust. And if you put yourself as a beneficiary, you need to think about one question. When you die and you're the beneficiary, how can you receive the benefits from the trust? Can you? You can't. If the grantor dies, you die too. So you cannot be the beneficiary of the trust, guys. I'm sorry. There's a lot of people out there that said, I said you can be the beneficiary of the trust. I said, no, I always said you can benefit from the trust, that you will not be the beneficiary. Okay. There is two trusts that have been created for so long and so from the beginning that you are actually the beneficiaries of those trusts. The first one is the state you live in. Every state has a constitution. Every state has created a trust for the people of the state. So when the state was originally created and the original constitution and the people who signed the original constitution were the grantors of these trusts. So the trustees of the trust have always been the legislator. Guys, somebody has their mic on. Can you turn it off, please? I'm hearing background noise. Thanks. Just make sure your mics are on red. Thank you. So what happens is the legislator is the trustees of this trust. And the people of the state are the beneficiaries of the trust. So when the grantors of the trust die, what happens is an executor steps in to take over the grantor's position. So he steps into the home and becomes the executor. The trustees will still be the same people that are in there as the legislative, and the beneficiaries will still be you. You will not be the grantor or the trustee of the state trust. You will always be the beneficiaries of the state trust. The same thing that is happening with Social Security, okay? I want to make it very clear, you guys. Social Security, you are not the grantor of that trust. The government granted that trust. You are not the trustees of that trust. They have Congress or who's ever the administrator of Social Security as the trustees of that trust. You are just the beneficiaries of the trust. But at the same time, you are the one who's putting all the capital into that trust. And they literally are taking everything away from you. We'll learn later on how we can turn all of this around. But that is government trust and the Social Security trust. So when the United States was created, every state, there was 35 of them in 1863, they all had a trust. Okay, guys, listen real closely. I'm going to go over this really fast. They all had a trust. They were mishandling the trust. In 1863, in November, Abraham Lincoln took over those trusts, took them all over, 35 of them. Okay, he created a trust package. He was the grantor of the trust. Congress was the trustees of the trust. The military was the trust protectors of the trust, and all states were the beneficiaries of this trust. He did it for only a period of 10 years. That was the original idea. What he was doing was only for 10 years so that he could restructure America, because America was 100% in debt, and trusts are not supposed to be in debt. So he was restructuring all of America and redoing everything when he got killed. So what happened then is who took over the office of the president stepped in as the executor. So we've always had an executor over those 35 trusts. That is going to be ending pretty soon because the military has taken them back over. The military is now protecting the trust. I don't know when they're going to release them, but they will be released, and that will give the states back their liberty to restructure their states. But we're not going to get into that now, but I just want you guys to know you're only the beneficiaries of two trusts, okay? So here we go. Let's go on to the next panel. Trusts are always created by your will. Whatever your will is, creates the trust. So say I want to create a trust between me and you guys. I can do this because I will it to happen. I will myself to be here today to teach you guys all about this so you guys can understand what trusts are, how trusts work, and how important they are for our lives and where we're going. Okay, creating a revocable trust is the most important trust that I see. A lot of people say, well, we don't want to create revocable trust. A lot of lawyers say don't create revocable trust. But I will guarantee you something. We need a way to have a passage or a roadway or a access from the public into the private. And this is the only way we can do it. This is how we can move money across. And we can, you know, leave the money in our trust, move it across, use it in the public the way we need it. If we have public assets, we can move them into our private trust. Okay, so this is the only trust that allows us to do that. We have to have it. So this is a decision that we need to make. So we need to make sure that we know what our amendments are in our trust, what we're looking at, how we want to set it up. So maybe you guys need to spend a little bit of time, you know, writing down on a piece of paper what you want this trust to do. Remember, it's not your irrevocable trust. This is a trust that we'll be using to move our assets and take care of our business. Okay, irrevocable trust will be more like on the form of a will, you know, when we're gone, because in an irrevocable trust, you can only be the grantor. You have to have two separate trustees away from who your family is. It cannot be a family member. And you need your beneficiaries. And all you do is create it, grant it, and the trustees take over it. That's it. This one, you can create it, operate it, and use it. Okay, do we have any questions on any of what we just went through?
Can trust res be moved from the revocable trust to later on into an irrevocable trust?
Yes, it can. It sure can. So like if you have, you know, a lot of land and you have maybe 5 or 6 pieces of land, you put them into your irrevocable trust for the moment. Then afterwards, you can transfer them into your, you put them in your revocable trust for the moment. I always do this, irrevocable, revocable. Okay, sorry about that, guys. You put it into your revocable trust for the moment, and later on, you can move it into your irrevocable trust once you get it set up. And you can move it from one schedule to the other schedule and move it across. And then that way, it's locked into the irrevocable trust. If you leave it in the revocable trust, you can use that piece of land. Like if you're planning on selling it, you know, to earn more assets for the trust, you can leave it in the irrevocable trust for the moment, and then you can dispose of it, sell it, you know, gain the money from the piece of land you wanted to sell and put it back into your revocable trust. Then you can use the money to fund other things from the revocable trust. So the revocable trust is like your funding trust. It's where you're, you know, buying, selling, trading, doing all the things like that with it. Okay. Do we have another question before I move on?
Hi, my name is Madi. Yeah, I have a question. Did you mean revocable or irrevocable? You said you could leave it in your irrevocable trust for the moment, or in your revocable?
No, that's what I said. I messed up. I always say revocable, irrevocable. And so, I mean, it's just like, you can leave it in your revocable trust and use it to, you know, do whatever you need. Once you decide if you're going to keep it for a long period of time and you want it to go to your beneficiaries, then you will move it into your irrevocable trust where it will stay in there and you won't be having the access that you can use it.
Once it's in the irrevocable trust, it stays in there, correct?
Correct. Irrevocable trusts are really hard to break or change or alter. See, in the revocable trust, we can always amend our revocable trust. But sometime in the irrevocable trust, if you want to amend it, it's a little bit more difficult than it would be otherwise. We're not going to go into that because that's the advanced classes, is when we're going to go into all the different kinds of trust. But right now we need to understand how this pass-through trust works. Okay, we need to learn about who the trustees are and why we should be a trustee, because we're always hearing about on all these places, oh my God, I don't want to be the trustee. Oh no, the trustee is terrifying. Oh no, guys, being a trustee is actually the best job in the world. It's difficult. I mean, don't get me wrong. You have a lot of responsibility, but if you're the trustee, you're in charge of that trust. Now, can you imagine if you want somebody else to be the trustee and you want to sit over there like the meek little mouse and just be the beneficiary? Well, do you have any say-so what happens? No, you don't. You guys have zero say-so, zero. I'll be honest with you, nothing. You can't even say if they want to charge you or they want to take your money out of the trust. You know, you can't say a word because you decided to sit back and not take care of yourself. You decided to let somebody else take care of you. So as a beneficiary, think about benefits the government gives us. Little tiny handouts. What do they take from us? Everything. They tax us to death. And what do we get in return? Petit, minuscule benefits. If we're lucky, okay? If we are lucky. So if you're the trustee and you're handling that trust, you have the power to control the assets inside that trust. You have the power to reinvest the assets. You have the power to take so much of the assets and literally go out and buy precious metals that you would put in your trust that will grow in assets. You literally are the money maker. You literally are, you literally have the control, and you literally are taking care of the whole trust. So when you are taking care of this trust and say the trust needs a brand new lawnmower because the other one for the trust has broken, you can go out and buy that new lawnmower. You can go out and buy that new lawnmower and literally put it into the trust. Literally put it into the trust. Hang on a second. I gotta go tell. I'll be right back. 1 second, guys. I'm so sorry. So good. So good.
Anybody have any questions real quick?
It's okay, guys. Sorry. I got a phone call for my boyfriend, and he's not in the backyard where I thought he was. He's supposed to be somewhere right now, so they're calling me. Okay. So do we have any questions? I'm so sorry. I had to step away for a second.
Well, you got to tell the police where you buried the body, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know if he went upstairs. I thought he went in the backyard. You know, I thought he went back in the back of the, you know, the house, but maybe he didn't. I don't know. He knew he was supposed to be ready in an hour. Oh, well, that's life. It's island, you know. Hari Maru, Hari Papu. Okay, so let's move on. So one thing is, you're being the trustee. You get to make the decisions. You don't have anybody making the decisions for you. You get to make your own decisions. Okay? you are going to leave everything to the beneficiary when you're done. So that might be your children or whomever, your children, your grandchildren, whoever you decide you want to leave everything to when you're gone. So basically, you're protecting everything as the trustee. You are literally growing your trust. You're literally growing the assets, and you're literally protecting the property of the trust as a trustee. So you're literally benefiting from everything you're doing. And also when you're gone, your beneficiaries will benefit from all of your hard work. So it's really important to understand when they tell you you don't want to be a trustee, yes, you do. I am so sorry. When I've been teaching people in court cases, when you step through that door in that court case and you cry, beneficiary, I'm a beneficiary, guess what? You're at the mercy of the judge and the prosecutor. And whatever they decide, you have no say so. Why don't you want to be the trustee and make them at your mercy and them the beneficiaries? It just seems a lot more logical to me. So everything, go ahead.
Can we at any time switch the trustees? So let's say like if you're the grantor and you're the trustee, and then you start coming of age and now you need someone to manage your affairs. Can you change that person who's being the trustee, being yourself, to someone else?
You sure can, because when you write your trust, when you write it, you will have a co-trustee. And at the time that you need the co-trustee to step in, the co-trustee can step in. And you can add more than one co-trustee into your trust at a time.
More than one. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There's paperwork that you guys will fill out and letters that will be given to the person you asked to be your co-trustee. So the person has to accept it. So you can't just go and name somebody out of the clear blue sky. You're going to be the trustee of my trust. And when you die, all of a sudden this person goes, oh, wait a minute. I never asked for this. I don't want to do this. You know, so you have to get their permission. You see, you have to get their permission. It's really important. So
I have a question, a quick question. Is there any time it would be an advantage to be like grantor and beneficiary as opposed to grantor and trustee?
no, absolutely not. Because if you're the grantor and the beneficiary and the grantor dies, you die too. So what did you benefit? Did you benefit from it? I'm sorry. It just, you know, that's what people are not understanding. But you see, the grantor benefits from the trust as long as the grantor is alive. Once the grantor dies, he no longer benefits from running the trust. All the benefits that he had are passed down to the beneficiaries. That might help people understand it a little easier. You see, beneficiaries get zero until the grantor dies. They won't get anything. So this is why it's important to really get, you know, the levels of the trust down.
Anne, I have a question. So you
Sure,
said,
go for it.
yes, you stated that it
Selling grass?
that the trustee in your irrevocable trust should be someone who's not related to you. What if you're having if you would have a hard time finding someone that you can trust who's not family? What do you do?
Oh, you're talking about irrevocable trust. We're not talking about revocable trust. Irrevocable trust, yeah, that could be difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't know who two people I could use. So a lot of times people use trust companies
Ugh,
to run their trust. Yeah,
no.
yeah.
Oh, and as far as the revocable trust, you said that you could have a co-trustee, so that when you pass, you have that person take over. Do you have to stipulate that's the
No, it just it's automatic.
automatic?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. See, it's just like if the grantor dies, the next person in position would be an executor. So if you die and you're the grantor and the trustee, the next person that would die is, I mean, the next person that would step in line and that's not die, you know, is not dead, would be your co-trustee. And then they would step in not as the grantor, they would step in as the executor, because now they would be distributing the trust. They would be closing it.
And that person could be a family member?
Oh yeah, in a revocable trust, yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Sure. Okay, so we have to understand we're not physically moving a value of a home into a trust. We can't physically move that home into a trust, but we can physically move the paper, which is called the title, into the trust. So everything we're doing is we're changing titles from a public title into a private title, and we're giving the title the name of our trust. So let's keep in mind, we need to move our home out of the public and we need to get it into the private. So we can do it through our pass-through trust that we're setting up right now, our revocable trust, and later on. So just keep in mind, every time you change a title, every time you move a title, you have to register the title and you have to pay a fee to register the title. So decide on what you want to put in your trust, because we can put our cars in our trust, we can put our motorcycles, our motorhomes, our jet skis, our scooters, you know, everything that we have that has a piece of paper and a title that goes with it, we move all that into our trust. So we have to change titles. So it depends on where we live and how we're going to change these titles. It's, you know, you're going to have to go to DMV. Okay, you might need to go to DMV. You might need to go to a title company to change titles. You might need to go, I don't know where, you know, because like I said, it's been close, almost, you know, getting really close to 40 years. I haven't been in America, you know, to do all of this, you know, like, oh, where's this? Where's that? Where's this? But we always, you know, can find everything at the county recorder's office because everything gets recorded there. So we might have to make a couple trips down to the county recorder's office and talk to them. All right. So this is one of the things that we're working on right at the moment to get all this stuff done.
Anne, I have a question.
Sure.
Okay. So how would we move our birth certificates or our children's birth certificates into the irrevocable trust?
That you're going to have to literally do through UCC ones, you know, and stuff like this. It's not going to be something easy to do. It, you know, it's a little bit more difficult to do it.
We'll get to that down the road in the advanced class.
Yeah. So, I mean, we are going to have to claim things. We're going to have to file UCCs, and we're going to have to get the certified copies of them so that we can change things around. For right now, we don't want to move all that stuff into our trust. All we want to do is move assets and titles into this trust, assets and titles. Okay, we're not moving personal property like television sets, microwaves, jewelry. You know, we're not moving personal property. We are moving titles and assets. Assets like coinage, gold and silver coins, stocks, bonds, certificates, titles. This is what's going through this trust. The irrevocable trust is where you're going to put all that other stuff. We're not going to put it into this trust. This is only our pass-through trust that is moving our assets from public to private, private to public. Okay?
And
Yes.
yes, but you were just saying on that, when she asked the question about the birth certificates, then you went into what we're putting in there and not. We spoke before, and we were talking about a non-interest bearing account. I found a bank for me this next week or the week after to go get this started. But what I was wondering about is like a paycheck, or if you get like benefits from the government of some sort of way, retirement pension. I was told that either get it put on a debit card where you can go buy a cashier's check or a money order, and then deposit that into the account for the trust.
No. There is, yeah. I do believe you were from B class. Were you from B class? The last class we had?
I am, yes.
Okay, so maybe, I don't know if you heard when I said that. There's letters that we're using that will literally allow you to use a letter and take that paycheck of yours and put it into the trust on the non-interest bearing side. There is letters that we use to move funds into the trust on the non-interest bearing accounts. Okay, you'll have a checking account with your trust name on it, and you'll have a debit card. You will not have a credit card. No credit cards, guys. No. Credit cards stay in the public because you pay interest and stuff on them. All you want is a debit card and a checking account. That's it. And we'll get into this because we're getting too far ahead because you're from the other class. So I don't want to get too much confusing on this class.
I
So
apologize. Yeah.
yeah, it's okay. It's okay. No big deal.
Is a check
Okay.
okay too? Can you get a check with the checking account too?
Yeah, you can deposit checks in your trust. I
Okay.
mean, as long as you're depositing them in the trust account with the trust name on it. Yeah.
Yeah, writing them off the trust account too, right?
Well, you have a checking account.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. That question answered itself. But let me let you go. I apologize. Thank you. For the
It's
clarity.
okay. No big deal. Okay,
And
so
I'm sorry, Ann, you were mentioning about home titles. Now, I'm a homeowner, and with our titles, I don't know about any other states, but particularly here in New York, it names us as a tenant, not as an owner. So how will we go about switching that title? Are all the processes the same, or are you familiar with that?
you know what? Every state has their little courts and their little processes and procedures and paperwork and all the, some states will charge you $15, other states will charge you $85, so there is no rhyme or reason between it. So I know they're all going to name you as tenants, but there is, we are going to have to change titles, get it out of the public name. Get it out of your all caps name, and you put it, when I'm saying changing titles, it means that your account will no longer say John Doe on it. It will now say John Doe Revocable Living Trust. That would be the name of the title from now on. You will have to change your titles so that it literally says your trust name on it.
will that shield you from any tax liability at that point? Or the trust will still have to continue to pay the taxes due on a yearly basis?
You're still gonna have to do certain things.
Okay.
Like I'm saying, there is a lot of people that think, oh, I'm gonna put in my trust and I'm gonna have this, that, and something else. You do not have all these benefits because you still are in the public and you still work through the public, but there is certain things that later on through the trust we will be able to do. But we need to set up this trust. And this is not the trust that we are going to be able to use to lock things up in. This is a money, what should I call it? The speedway between the public and the private. This is the only roadway we have out of the public into the private and from the private into the public. We have one roadway and it goes left or right. Okay, we either go out or we come in, and that's it. We don't do anything else with this roadway. And this is how we use our money. We either leave it in the private, or if we need something in the public, we have to use the roadway to get over to the public, to take control of it, buy it in the public, then get back on the roadway, move it back over into the private and put it in our trust. Okay, so we have to leave the private, go to the public, leave the public, go back to the private, move everything we took from the public into the private. That's how it works. Okay, guys? So trusts only operate in private. Now, believe it or not, there is some trusts that are, I guess, what they call church trust, you know, benefit trust or something like that. We don't want those. All we want to do is have one trust in the private that allows us to move money back and forth and work on a non-interest bearing an account. We do not want an interest bearing account. With interest bearing accounts, we are receiving benefits and their benefits actually are not benefits because, oh, they gave us a little bit of interest on our account. But wow, did you see on the backside how much they were allowed to take out of our account with monthly charges, this, that, and something else? Dang, we didn't benefit anything. We lost everything. So we don't want their interest, guys. We don't want it, okay? So as long as we live in this world, we are always on the public side and we're doing public banking or public anything, we're always going to be the debtor, always. No choice, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's who we are. We need to move into the private. We're not the debtors, we're the creditors. Okay, we live on credit. So it's very important to understand this. We want to stay out of the public as much as possible. We want to move everything into the private as much as possible. So when we create a debt by purchasing a car, a home, food, clothing, or paying any electric bill or anything else, we are literally creating debt on the public sector. So, and using our credit cards. So as long as we have an account with credit cards in the public, we'll always be debtors. So as long as we have our accounts in the private, we'll always be creditors. So believe it or not, we still will be paying an electric bill. For right now, I don't know how much longer, but sooner or later, electricity is going to be from the energies of the universe and the atmosphere, because we do know about Tulsa and how Tulsa, you know, had all those energy cities back in the 1800s. Guys, come on. The World Fairs and all that stuff, you know, the technology has been out for years. They blocked it because they're greedy. But sooner or later, that Tulsa is coming back. And we can see it by many of the Tulsa towers are being reinstalled and fixed up again. So whatever. But let's not get into that. But anyhow, if we pay our bills using our private trust account to pay the car payment or to pay this or to pay that, we are actually using credits to pay, and we're not using the debit system, even though it seems like the debit system, but we're in private and we're using a private non-interest bearing account, which means we are not using their debit system. We're using a credit system. So we do need to set up our trust in a private, and we can work in the field of commerce through our trust. With trust, we can add the credits to our trust by depositing money into our trust or depositing our property into our trust. This adds the credits to our trust. Everything is on credit and debit. So think of it as two ledgers, okay? You have the accounting system, and the government has two books, guys, two books. They have the public book, that's all you see is their mass amount of debit. And then they have the private book, which guess what? It's all the credit book. So we are moving out of the debt system into the credit system. So this is basically what we're doing. We are just shifting our mentality and shifting the way we're going to be working in our lives between the public and the private. Okay, one reason we're going to be transferring all of our property into our trust is it will, all right, that person's got his mic open again. He needs to close it. It is echoing like crazy. Thank you. Okay, we're moving our property into our trust to protect our property. So basically we got to get it out of the public and get it into the private. But then we're not going to keep it in the revocable trust, not for very long, unless we're planning on selling it or using the assets from it. We will move it later on into the irrevocable trust. But for the moment, we need to get it out of the public and get it into the private. And since this is our first trust, is our pass-through trust, we will be using this trust to move our res into the trust, or our titles into the trust.
And can I ask you one question?
Sure.
I'm going to use this example because it's been bothering me and I don't like to ask questions too much and interrupt, but I got a GMC truck. For an example, we have a car. Do I say GMC res? Is that how you label the title? Was it res?
No.
Okay.
No.
What is exactly we name these things? Just quickly.
Okay. What is the title? What does the title say on your car? The registration slip say on your car? It says John Doe Smith or John Jacob Smith or something, you know, whoever. Okay. All right. What you're going to do is you're going to change it to John Jacob Smith's Revocable Living Trust. Okay. And now it's a trust document.
Okay. So I'm going to have we're going to have the trust, but I still have to create a trust document in order to move that asset into the trust.
No, you change the name of the title. Once you change the name of the title, then you list it on Schedule A inside your trust, and then that moves it into the trust. Okay,
done deal. Thank you.
Yeah, it's confusing, huh? You're just like, well, how am I supposed to put this big ass car into my trust? Or what is this big ass car going to look like in a trust? Or how can I do this? You guys are moving paper, okay? Everything in this, they all work on commercial paper. So your documents are considered like commercial papers and stuff like that, guys. So we're just basically moving paper into our trust and, moving titles. So instead of you holding the pink slip, green slip, blue slip, or whatever slip it is for your car once it's paid off, believe it or not, the trustee holds on to it. Yeah, because you change the title and now the trustee holds the property of the trust. So your car would be held in security through the trustee of the trust, through the piece of paper called the title. you will still be able to use, operate, and, you know, do anything you want with the car. And you'll be doing it in
You got
the
an
private.
unlimited data policy, so you can just
Mute your mic, please.
do it that way. And you don't have to travel down to your office.
Okay, to touch upon the putting your vehicle in your trust. I have done a video on that. I put my vehicle in my trust. So if you want to see how to do that and what that looks like, just go to my YouTube channel, Rumble BitChute, and check out the video, and it should walk you through that step by step. All right, Ann, continue, please.
Okay. Oh, man.
So, Ann, real quick, I have a real quick question. When you say you Schedule A, you mean IRS Schedule A form?
Oh, no, no.
Oh.
Schedule A is a schedule that it's like a piece of paper and it says Schedule A. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's in the package of instruments that you have either already received or will receive.
Yeah, so what it does is it says Schedule A at the top, then it's like listed 1 through 20. And you would list your, whatever the title is, you know, John Jacob Smith's Revocable Living Trust, GMC truck, VIN number, license plate number, or dot number. And it's better to get a dot. And sooner or later, we're going to get into the more advanced classes. We've just been trying to get some of these, you know, beginning classes done, so we can start going into how to get the dot numbers, how to get, you know, all this stuff and get everything moved into your trust. But we don't, you know, we need to teach people how to use the trust and understand the trust before we move forward with all the rest. Otherwise, it's just like mind explosion, you know, mind overload or something. Yeah.
And I have one more question about when you move your title from your home into the trust. Is the equity from your home going to become liquid assets to fund your trust?
Nope.
No worth.
You literally do not move. You literally do not give that title a value amount of money. Res has zero value. Even though it's worth something inside a trust, it has zero value.
Is it still worth whatever it's worth on the public side?
Of course it is.
Okay.
It's just we don't say how much money is in the trust. We don't give it a value. So let's say I have 700 old silver doubloon coins. Okay, I know that they're going to be worth maybe $40,000, $50,000, $70,000. Okay, but I can't say that in my trust. All I can say is I am moving 70 and give a description of my doubloon coins into my trust, and that's all I can do. I don't give it a value. Values come when you move it out of your trust and you use it to gain more assets and stuff like this. But in a trust, you give nothing of value. You don't name the value is what I'm trying to say. So even though you just spent, you know, $400,000, no, $40,000 on buying this GMC beautiful truck, and your trust, it's just a piece of paper with your name on it and the description of the trust. It doesn't say it cost you $40,000. Okay, it's just this is the way it goes. That is one of the hardest things people get. You know, like, wow, I just moved my house into my trust, and now my house is worth nothing. No, your house never depreciated. It never went, you know, from you know, $500,000 home down to a $0 home. It never did. It just means that in the public, they're seeing your home as 500,000. In the private, they're seeing it as private trust property. That's the only difference.
Thank you. I yield.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Was somebody wanting to ask a question? Okay, let's move on. We got about 40 minutes to try and finish this up real quick. Okay, we might have to run about 5 minutes or 10 minutes long today, but I do have a meeting to be at, you know, at least by 2:20. So 2:20 my time. You guys are like 2:20. Yeah, what? No, you guys are gonna be 7:20. I'm gonna be 2:20 because I'm 5 hours behind you. Okay, so I do have a meeting this afternoon. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go through court cases really quick because there seems to be a big problem with court cases. I'm just going to explain them really fast to you. You will have several panels to read, but I'm going to condense it all down into explaining how it works. So you will have one, let me see, let's get over here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 panels. And I'm going to tell you all about these 6 panels right now. Isn't that great? Okay, in a court case, let's do traffic tickets. It's the easiest one to do. It's the one to explain the easiest. You get a traffic ticket. The police officer writes your traffic ticket. He turns it in. Once he turns it in, the court puts it on their record or their docket, and it creates a trust account or a notification a trust has been created. And then they mail you out the letter that you have so many days to make a court appearance or regulate your bill or whatever you want to do. That gives you time to take control of your trust. They just created the trust for you. That's your notice is telling you, guess what, guys? Here I am. I'm a trust, you know, and guess what? It's in your name. And guess what? You signed it when you signed that ticket. Now here I am. What are you going to do with me? And this is what they're saying to you. So you have to make the decision. Do you want to accept that trust or do you want to deny the trust? So remember, you don't have to become the trustee if you don't want to be, but do you want to be the beneficiary of that trust? Oh God, no. Once you're the beneficiary, they can make you pay whatever they want, you know? So, what do I want to do? Okay, I'm going to take it over. I'm going to take control of the trust. Now I am in control of this trust. So now I get to tell the judge, I get to tell the district attorney, I get to tell whomever what I'm going to do with that trust and what my stipulations are going to be. So what if I don't want to pay cash? Because fiat in court is debt paying with a debt. So we don't want to do that. So I will offer the court one of the trust bonds, create a trust bond. You know, everything is commercial paper in the court system. They created the trust on a piece of paper. We can create a bond on a piece of paper because the trust is already funded because they funded it from our account and our social security number. So why not use it? Use it. So I'm going to use the trust, which is the court case number.
And
yeah.
you have the wrong panel up.
No, I don't. I went all the way through.
The beneficiary can assign only such interest.
Well, what I did is I said there's 6 panels here. So, you know, here it is. How courts are using trust. Now I'm going to go through all 6 of them. Maybe I'm not going to, you know, see, I got all 6 of them. So I just stuck one up. Sorry about that. I'll leave this one up, okay? That makes it easier. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to take over that trust. We're going to create a bond or however we're going to do it. We're going to step forward. We're going to accept the trust. And if we do it before the court date, we can clear it up way before the court date by just, you know, giving our letter of acceptance, our letter of intention, our letter of settlement, and our bond and walk away, you know, because we took care of our obligation to take care of the trust. They've created trust for us ever since day one. You walk into a grocery store, because we have a debt instrument considered a check, a debit card, or whatever. We're paying with a promissory note. They're accepting promissory notes to collect promissory notes, and we're giving promissory notes to have them collect promissory notes. It's such a screwed up system right now. And this is the debt instrument they've kept us in for so long. Our checks, our paper money, they're all promissory notes. So we're all paying with promissory notes, we're accepting promissory notes, and we're distributing promissory notes. So basically, this is where we're at. So in trust, we don't pay with promissory, we can pay with a promissory note, but if we pay from the private using a promissory note, literally we're creating commercial paper that they will take that promissory note, and oh my God, you should see how many notes, pieces of paper, notes courts hold on to, that people know how to do this. Issue the promissory note, issue the bond, or issue whatever they need to take care of the debt or whatever they're, charging them with. And they'll hold on to it, and then they will put it into the stock market, and they will trade it, and they will earn interest on it. And this is how it works, guys. And this is all how it works, all behind the scenes, all on the private side. So we need to understand, private side works one way, public side works the other. Now, if we go into a court system, we're already automatically determined as bad trustees, because guess what? We did not handle our account. And the two beneficiaries that are sitting there, the judge and the prosecutor, who are the beneficiaries, have equitable title in the trust, and now they can charge us under equitable title and make us pay a fine for not running the trust correctly. So guys, what do you see in a prison system? This is funny. Every inmate wears, I think, an orange jumpsuit. I think it's orange. Okay, what's on the back of the jumpsuit? Every morning you step out. I've never been in prison. I just watch movies, so I just know how it works. Okay, so don't look at me like I've been in prison, because I never have. All right, I'm just like giving movie scenario. Okay, so every morning they open those prison doors. You're made to step outside in front of your cell, and then they're told you to, like military, turn to the right, turn to the left, and you're staring at the back of the person in front of you. What's on the back of that person in front of you? What's on his jumpsuit? Same thing that's on your jumpsuit. Trustee. You guys, every prisoner holds the key to unlock a cell. All he has to do is learn how to be a trustee. That's it. And that's what we're going to teach you guys, how to be trustees, how to take care of business the right way, how to do it the correct way, and how to live in, how to work and, be in honor through the private system. And that's where we're going, guys, all through the private. Any questions about understanding court systems? We will get into an advanced class, because there is a lot of people out there that have some really horrendous court cases. And, we don't know them all, but we're going to try to, give people a class to give them the instruments and tools and knowledge that they can use to handle their own court cases. So this is one of the advanced classes Floyd and I are considering and talking about, because right now I have a really good knowledge about traffic tickets. I'm starting to get into mortgages, foreclosures, and now I'm working on a probate case. So we're getting some, really good, tools in our toolbox that we're hoping that we're going to be able to bring forward and do some really nice advanced classes that are structured just for certain people.
When you send back that traffic ticket, and do you accept the charge, whether it be speeding, seatbelt, you take acceptance of that. For instance, me, I'm a tractor trailer driver, I'm a truck driver. So I drive commercially. I can't afford to get any tickets on my license. So if I accept that ticket, am I accepting the charge that comes along with it? Does it stay on the record?
No, see, if you take care of it beforehand, this is what, like a lot of this stuff we're going to talk about in the advanced classes.
Okay.
We don't have time to go through all these different scenarios in a class like this, but there is different scenarios for handling traffic tickets. One thing is, once you get a ticket, guys, I'm going to tell you, has anybody ever heard about the 4 corners rule?
Yes.
All right, I will go. Okay. People know the 4 corners rule. Okay. So we will use 4 corners rules when we sign. And that's going to be what I'm going to go over here next with signatures and stuff like this. But in a traffic situation, the cop signs above. The cop signs its name on the ticket. Okay, then it hands it to you to sign it. Guess what you just signed as?
Trustee.
No, co-signer, co-signer. You co-signed for him and his debt. Yeah, okay. So you just became a co-signer. So you just literally accepted the responsibility. If the person who signed it doesn't pay it, you already said, okay, I'll pay it for you because you co-signed it. So instead of co-signing a traffic ticket, guys, draw a long box. Okay, now the last class is, pretty funny. I'm just like saying, see the line, put a box above the line, and write your name inside the box. Okay, and everyone's like, huh? Okay, it's super simple, guys. There's always a line for you to sign on. So instead of signing on the line, draw a box above the line, leave the line underneath and draw a box above the line. Okay, now sign your name inside the box. You have just done the 4 corners rule. You've boxed yourself out. You're no longer his co-signer. He's responsible for the ticket himself because he signed the ticket. That's the law.
That's awesome.
I did it and it works.
Do you write it in print or script?
Sign your name. However you want to sign your name, sign your name. However it's on the ticket, sign your name.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. As long as there's a box in there, whatever side of the box, the 4 corner rule takes it off the document, is what I'm saying. So you could write Mickey Mouse in there or put an X. It doesn't matter. The point is they no longer have a binding contract.
So it doesn't matter that you put by and colon, you sign your name by beneficiary?
If it's in
You
the
don't
box,
need
if
to.
it's in the box, it's separate from the document. is what I'm
All right.
saying.
You don't need to write by colon beneficiary or anything. All right. This is what we're going to talk about now is your signature. Okay. I'm talking about 4 corners rule, box it in, box it out of the document. Keep it away from the document. Okay. You do that in traffic tickets. It's one way to get out of a traffic ticket, guys.
Can you just write void, no contract under duress?
No. Sorry, no. Accept it, guys. Jesus, this is what I don't get. You did a fault, or they say you did a fault. Just say, oh, I'm sorry, officer. I'm just so, I didn't know this was happening. I mean, seriously. Okay, guys, I'm going to tell you a story that happened to me 43 years ago, maybe 44. I was driving from California into Arizona. I was driving my adopted mother's truck, and we were going to see my adopted brother in Arizona. Well, in Arizona, you can be at 55 1 second and up to 70 the next second and back down to 40, all within, a blink of an eye. So here I am tooling down the road at like 70 miles an hour. And on the other side of the freeway, I see the cop. and the freeway is dirt. I see him turn around the dirt and I said, oops, we're going to get pulled over. And I'm laughing. And so the cop pulled me over. And do you know what? I literally talked to him and I literally told him, I said, you know, I swear I am looking at that speedometer of that car and I am right on 65. Maybe I'm on 64, but I have not gone over that 65 mark. And he goes, is this your truck? I go, no, it's not. And then he looks at the tires. He goes, there's something wrong with the tires. And I said, do you know, my mom just went to the, you know, tire store and they talked her into buying larger tires for her car. And he goes, oh, do you know, have you gotten your speedometer regulated since you put on these new tires? I go, do you have to do that? I talked myself out of 3 tickets that day by just doing that, guys. Just doing that. Literally, I got out of 3 tickets, 3 speeding tickets across Arizona by just talking to him like that. Guys, don't sit there and argue with the cops. Talk to them, be nice to them, accept what they want to give you, box it in, box it out, and write your name in it, and just go away. And then afterwards, when they look at it, they're screwed. They thought they got you, but you got them. Don't say under duress and all this other stuff. I mean, seriously, if you know, if you're nice, you can get out of whatever you need to get out of. Just play nice. That's my take on it. Worked for me 3 times in Arizona. And I literally had him convinced I was doing 65. And literally I was only supposed to be doing 55. But I admitted I was doing 65. And he didn't even realize I just admitted I was doing 65. This is what's even better yet, you guys. I mean, seriously. Well, maybe it was 60 at that part. I don't know. I don't know if it was 55, 60, or 65, what zone I was in, but I literally admitted I was doing 65 and I never got a ticket. But anyhow.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
Okay, let's move on. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's move on to signatures. Okay, signatures are really important. When we're signing documents, we need to close our signatures. Our signatures, as they're left open, are called unauthorized signatures. That means we're not closing them at the end. We're not stopping it. We're not pointing it. We're not putting something at the end of it and a period. Anytime we just sign our name, guess what? It leaves our name wide open that somebody can come behind us and put whatever they want behind our name, completely behind our name. They can add codes, they can add this, that. I don't even know what they add behind our name, and literally get away with whatever they want because we didn't authorize our signature. That is what's so important. So this is where he was coming in by the by, ... your name, comma, trustee, or grantor, period. Okay, we do not, and we are not, and let me repeat, are not, do not, and will not sign our name as authorized representative unless we fill out the correct paperwork, send it into the IRS, and get the permission to be an authorized representative. This is what's so messed up out there, you guys. There's so many people who are screaming, I'm the authorized representative. And you know what? The court looks at them and they say, I don't see it. Do you know why they don't see it? Because you don't have the documentation. You don't have the form the IRS asked you to sign. and asked you to mail in. If you had that form and the court said, I don't see it, all you have to do is hold up the form. Oh, did I forget to put it in my package? I'm sorry. And give it to them. That makes you the authorized representative. But if you go out and just sign all these documents, authorized representative, attorney in fact, or attorney in whatever, you guys aren't these things. This is bogus. It is so bogus that they told you to do this. Seriously, it's just like putting, I'm a state national. Okay, you're a state national. Guess what? You just declared yourself. You are literally a slave to the system. You are literally a 14th Amendment citizen because you declared it. Okay? In a trust, you create a trust. Do you know who you are? You are a natural person, a God-given, natural, living, breathing person. No titles, no names, no nothing. Every person in the trust is a natural person. That puts them right back under the 4th Amendment. It takes you right out of their jurisdiction, guys. Everything, boom, just wipes it out. Okay? So we have to understand there's 3 parts to the trust. We have the grantor, the beneficiary, and the trustee. So when we're going to be signing documents, we need to use a simple title or a simple way to sign it. So you guys, everybody wants to sign trustee. No, everybody wants to sign beneficiary. Okay. Okay. Are you the beneficiary of your own trust? Nah, you're not. Because if you die because you granted it, neither one of you are going to get anything in the end. They're going to take it all. That's what they're dying for you guys to tell them. I'm the beneficiary. They're dying for you to say that. Because once you're dead, because you cannot, if you are the beneficiary, once you're dead, guess what? They get it all. Because you just declared yourself as the beneficiary. They get everything. If you declare yourself as the trustee, you control everything. You control it all, every bit of it. Seriously, only if it comes to like the 35 state trust will I sit there if it is between the state I was born in and something that deals with that state that I need to be a beneficiary of. Okay, I'll accept it. Yeah, I'm the beneficiary. If it's like my parents' trust and when they're gone, I'm going to benefit from it. Okay, I'll be the beneficiary. Or maybe if it's, you know, like something else that is supposed to be a beneficiary because you didn't create it, you didn't fund it, and you didn't operate it. Okay, I'll be the beneficiary. But in contracts, oh, hell no. I'm not going to offer to be the beneficiary because the beneficiary, you know, they're always telling you, the debtor owns the debt, or the trustee owns the debt. The trustee owns the debt. No, the trustee controls the debt. The trustee can utilize the functions of a trust to clean up the debt. It can use certificates. It can use bonds. It can use, you know, interest bearing. It has so many things. We're going to get into those in the letters. Okay, so I don't want to go too much into that right now, but it has so many possibilities of promissory notes, this, that, or something else they can use to clean up the debt. So I want to be a trustee. I want to control my life. I want to control what they do to me. I don't want them controlling me. Okay, so when we're signing our names, depending on what we're signing our names onto, or all instruments we're signing our names onto, okay, like if it's a brand new home or a brand new car, we should sign our name as grantor, guys, grantor, because that signature is granting us that car. Okay, now if it's a check and we're paying, you know, like groceries or something like that, the only people in the trust account who can write checks or trustees. So if you want to sit there and write the whole word trustee out, you can. Otherwise, you can write John Marie, comma, capital T, capital T, capital E, period. And you just signed it as John Marie trustee, just like that. Okay. On your trust, on your checks, it says John Marie Trust. Okay. You don't have to put the whole name on the check, but it says trust, and that trust is associated with that check is associated with your trust. So every document, we need to close our signatures. Every signature has got to be closed. We cannot leave our signatures open, because every document we sign, we leave our signatures open. It allows them to go in and literally sign behind us, because it's an unauthorized signature. And we always need to put a period at the end of it. So if you want to be an authorized representative, guys, and you really, really, really want to be this, then you need to access and you need to sign an authorized representative and use the forms IRS 56. Okay. If you want to sign your name authorized representative, fill out IRS form 56, give yourself the title, file it, and now you can use it. And when you do that, you'll be able to access the UCC 304, which, you know, part of moving credits, titles, and, you know, offsetting and bringing things back. We're not getting into that. We're just getting into understanding signatures right now. All this other stuff, you know, belongs with it. I have to touch on it, but I'm not going to go deep into it. Okay, guys. So this is really important, you know, to understand all of this. And, you know, and we can, you know, use the form 56 to create our co-trustees in our accounts too. And we can use them to create our authorized representatives in our account. So we do need to file these forms if you want to be it. So just don't go out there and say, oh, I'm an authorized representative. I have you. No, they have you because you didn't fill out the forms. So don't think it works. It doesn't. Be smart, do the forms, take care of it, get it done, get out of the public, get into the private. And once forms are done and you have proof of the forms, then you're okay. Everything works out. Everything's good. So there is a lot of things in the UCC3.
Excuse me, Anne.
Sure.
So before we have those trusts, do we sign just like, you know, regular, like, so for me, Charlene L. Kretschmer, or because so we can't really use the way, you know, like I don't have a trust yet. So we just sign regular because all the rest of the ways don't mean anything.
No, because literally you're signing into a trust. Okay. So say, for example, you are buying a brand new car. Okay. That car contract is a trust indenture. Okay. So if you are signing that car contract, you have to realize it's a trust indenture. No, Kapua. And when you sign it and you just sign it normally without doing anything, you just created a contract being an open-end contract that they can go behind you and do whatever they want to you. Now, if you signed it as a trust indenture, understanding you were creating a trust through the contract, and you signed it, you know, Charlene, whatever, comma, TTE, capital TTE, period, and you signed every document like that, then what you're doing is you are blocking them from using your name, and you're blocking it and creating the trust and the contract.
Okay, so you're saying, so a contract until I have a trust.
Any contract is a trust. Any
I
contract
got
is a trust.
Okay, so you're saying sign it.
Everything we do on a daily basis is a trust. What I'm
Okay.
saying, yeah, we
So
create
sign it.
hundreds. Yeah,
So sign it Charlene, you know, our name, comma, capital T, T, E, dot. Okay. Got it.
two capital T's, two capital E's, like T-T-E-E, T-T-E-E.
Okay. Got
Okay.
it.
That means
Thank you.
trustee, guys. That means trustee. You guys will
Okay.
see that in some of my documents. I do put capital T, capital T. Okay. Double capital T's, double capital E's. Okay. I double it up. Okay. That means trustees. Okay.
Thank you.
So everything that comes in our mailbox comes under what they consider a UCC Article 3, and they're all negotiable interest instruments. Excuse me, not interest, instruments. Okay, misspoken. Okay, however, these are incomplete instruments. If we look at Article 3.115, we can see that by just signing our name to this instrument, we are creating a incomplete instrument. We are not completing our instrument. This is why it's important the way we sign our name. If we authorize and make this an authorized instrument by the way we sign it, like John Marie, comma, TTE, period, we've just authorized it. They can no longer turn our signature into an unauthorized signature and collect on us. We have closed it. Okay, guys, we closed it. It's important. So this is why I'm saying it doesn't matter. Everything they send us is an instrument. Everything they send us is a contract. Everything we do is a trust. And we just need to understand how we're going to use them, work with them, and be part of them.
So wait, Ann, are you saying that the next time I receive my car note in the mail, I could actually send it back to them with my signature and the TTEE, and that'll cancel the note?
I didn't say to cancel the note. All right. There is ways to see, this is the whole thing, you guys. I don't want to get into this. Okay. I'm being honest with you. This is not going to happen in this class. But all these things that you guys are getting are called coupons. We're going to have to figure out how to turn in our coupons. So I don't want to do this, but all I'm trying to get you guys to understand is the way we are doing our signatures, how we sign our name, and how we create these instruments is how we're going to be living from now on, and how we're going to get out of that public into the private. Now, we will do advanced classes on how we're going to use, these things that we've already gotten, these loans we've already gotten, these payment vouchers we've already gotten, and we're going to figure out how we're going to be able to return our coupons for value. But not here, not today, because nobody knows how to use a trust yet. We have to figure out how to use the trust so that we can return our coupons for value. So let's concentrate first on trust, and then afterwards we'll start concentrating on what we can do once we learn trust. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, super. Okay, so under UCC 3.407 is very important for you guys to go in and understand this. And it means if the words or numbers are added to the incomplete instrument without authority of the signer, which means we didn't give them that authority, there is a alteration of the incomplete instrument under section. So if we just sign our name and we don't close our name or do what we need to do to close our name, we've just created an incomplete instrument that anybody can come behind us and sign any way they want or add anything to it they want. and use our benefits account through our Social Security to withdraw the money from there. Okay, I'm not going to get into that today, but this is what happens. So we have to understand how, as being a trustee and working in the private, we need to learn how to sign our names. We need to learn how to sign our signatures from now on.
Yeah, and I just had an idea. What you're talking
Yeah.
about, what you're talking about, the signature, you and I both know that any kind of mark can be considered your signature. You know, an X, all that stuff, that's your mark. That's how I sign, right? So if you get that ticket and you're on the side of the road with the officer, if you just put a box on top of that line and said, there you go. Oh, I'm done. And don't even sign it. So now you got an unsigned box signature line.
It's not going to fill your box roll because your name's on it. Okay, just put a signature in the box and let it go. You know, then you have to just then you just turn in your box paper and you say, I'm not the co-signer of the officer. Can you please have him pay his fine? You know, I didn't co-sign his fine. You know, you turn it back in because the officer signed it. He took the responsibility. It's his fine. And if he gets you to sign it, you're the co-signer. So just go back in and just return it and say, I'm not the co-signer. I did not accept the fine. The officer needs to, you know, pay his fine. Sooner or later, officers are going to get the hint. I shouldn't be signing these goddamn tickets. I shouldn't be giving them out. You know, people got smart. You know, nobody's accepting to be a co-signer anymore. You know, sooner or later, people are going to figure it out. All right, guys, it's getting, I mean, I got 10 minutes more and then I got to close. So I think I have 1 or 2 more sections to go through so that we can get this done for today. All right. So how can we create a trust in our name? All right, there's different kinds of trusts. We're going to be creating a revocable living trust, which is an express trust. That means we have a passageway. Like think of it as an expressway. It lets us go in and out as fast as we want. You know, it's not like a speedway, it's an expressway. So we're creating an express trust. All right, so we have to figure out how all these are going to work. So if we fail to express our trust and the words that need to be, you know, like in court systems, we go in, we fail to express our trust. In a contract, we fail to express our trust. In a daily life, when we're talking to somebody, we fail to express our trust. Then it always puts the favor of the trust into the hands of a debtor-creditor relationship. And it always puts us as a debtor, guys. Always. We lose every time if we can't learn to express ourselves and express our trust and express our interest. We lose every time. We become the debtor for them. Do you guys realize that we are the lenders, but because we don't know it, they turn it around on us. It's a mirrored image. So that's what they're doing to us, guys. They're turning everything around on us. So this is why it's really important that we understand about creating these trusts, expressing them, getting the word out there, knowing what we're doing. It's education. Okay, you don't have to walk into a bank and, you know, file a loan paper or whatever, and then just sit there and explain to the bank, well, do you know I'm a trust, I'm this, I'm that, I'm something else. No, you don't have to do that. It's you knowing how it works is how you can work in the system and use the system for your benefits. That's it. Use the system for your benefits. So as the grantor of the trust, we have the power to reclaim the trust from a loan company or even a court case. Grantors of the trust can send notices to creditors, what they call creditors, but they're actually debtors who are trying to collect money from us, you know, whatever. We can send them to all kinds of people and we can give our intentions. That's the whole thing. We need to give intentions. We need to express ourselves, give our intentions, and took our responsibility because we didn't know what we were doing. We weren't old enough to understand we need to run a trust, even though we're 50, 60 years old. Oh my God. We're just now understanding we're no longer children. So this is what we're doing. We're all growing up, guys. We're all getting out of it. So this is how it's going to work. So the only time we do not want to be a trustee is when the trust is created for you without your knowledge. Okay. There is a lot of trust out there that they can create for you without your knowledge. But you know what? You don't have to accept those trusts. But if the trust benefits you and you can use that trust and you want to take it over, you can accept being the trustee and just take it over and run it and use it and do what's necessary to clean it up. So in court cases, recover the court case, take it over, and all kinds of things. We're not going to get into that today because we're running out of time, but all kinds of rules that we can use to recover these trusts. But we do need our first trust first, and we do need to set up our passageway from the public to the private.
So that's basically what everybody should be focusing on in this C class, is just going through the instruments, learning them, learning what you need to do, ask questions, and go through the paperwork. And all the paperwork you receive is not static, it is dynamic. It is made for you to amend to fit your own circumstances. So do not copy, paste, boilerplate, use the templates that Ann has provided. All right, anything else, Ann?
No, I think that's about it today, guys. Anybody have any questions that, you know, we're gonna go through? Because our next class tomorrow is gonna be starting on all these documents. This right here, this PDF, no, it's PowerPoint file that I created is literally up on the chat right now. It's on the Telegram chat group. You guys can, you know, easily find it there under pinned messages. Go through, read it several times. It will take Floyd several hours to get this up on Telegram. Once he does, there is sometimes technical difficulties with Zoom and YouTube bringing people in because he's having issues with, you know, what your YouTube email is and stuff like that, guys. So if you need to get Floyd the right information, because the quicker you get it to him, the quicker you get access. Okay, guys.
And what that looks like is you have two Telegram names. You have a email address, you have a Cash App address, Venmo, PayPal, you know, across all these different platforms. And, you know, unless you're using like me and you have the Fearless Floyd Show and it's across all platforms, I have 20 of you, I have 60 of you now. And if I don't know exactly who you are and you send me something and it doesn't match your Telegram username or your email, I have no idea who the hell you are. I may be having two conversations with you at once, one through email, one through Telegram. That's why I restrict everything to Telegram, because I can't keep up with everybody's aliases. I'm sorry, I'm just one person and it's inhumanely impossible. So, all right. Anything else that needs to be taken care of, I will try to take care of it tonight. I am moving someone to Galveston, and I actually have a gig in Galveston tomorrow at the 1894 Opera House. So I will be there at 11 for a couple hours, and then I will have some time off during the day until 8:30 on the loadout. Hopefully this will be the last gig for me for a couple weeks so I can get caught up. We'll see how that plays out. Just keep direct mail messaging me and I'll tell you why. Because you'll you'll send me a message in Telegram and I'll see it, I'll open it. And then by the time I can get back the answer to it or address multiple issues for the same issue, multiple people with the same issue, you get bumped and you're like 90 down and I have to go dig for you. You just get lost in the shuffle. It's just a thing. Sorry. It's nothing personal. Nothing in this is personal. This is all business. And when Ann and I say something, please listen to it. We're saying things out of experience. We already know what the outcome is. That's why we're telling you to do what we want you to do. And by doing that, everything should run smooth. It's just me running everything from behind the scenes. So always know that I'm doing my best and trying to work with you guys so we can all move ahead and get to the goals that we want to get at. So if you don't have anything immediately, just, be patient, but keep working with me and I'll try to get you done. For those of you who haven't, yeah. All right, Carrie Marie, your private, okay, let me tell you all this. Your privacy settings in your Telegram may not allow me to add you to the trust class group. And Carrie Marie, you've been sweating me about being added. I've tried to add you before and your privacy settings are not set to where I can add you to a group. So that's why you are not in.
I can tell you how to do that because I did the same thing. So whoever she is, all you have to do is add Floyd to your contact list. Accept Floyd to contacts, and then he will be able to add you to your group. Anybody who's, restricted your privacy settings like me, because I got tired of being added to 500 groups. Anybody you want to add to, you want to let them add, then you just accept them on your contact list. So you'll add them to your contact list. Okay, next.
Oh, that's about all I have. Just be patient with me. I'll definitely have everybody completed by Monday.
Hey, Floyd?
Yes.
Also to help you and Ann take some of the load off you, the group's getting bigger now, and I'm really glad to see it. If there's something like a document and all that stuff, people don't need to be contacting you about it. They can just ask right here in the group, and one of us have it or take them right to the pinned message.
Absolutely.
And take up a lot of your load. So
yeah, that's what this is for. I can't listen. I can't babysit everybody 24/7, 365, and play the referee
Absolutely.
or whatever that looks like. It's just, I just can't, I don't have time. I'm trying to set this up and find some leaders in this group who can, like Alan has stepped up and, volunteer and take control and, take the burden off me. So when you actually need an answer while you're working on a document, you can go into the group and, hopefully one of 60 people is on there that you can get the answer from. That's what it's for.
Absolutely.
Yeah, all the C class, after you take your class tomorrow and sometime in next week, I'll give you more administrative rights in the trust class group, like A and B class. So just be patient, work with me. This isn't a sprint. Everything's not going to be over tomorrow. You're here for the long haul and everybody's going to get there at the same pace. All right, anything else?
And guys, guess what? Everybody in C class, you'll have a week off and you'll come back the following week. You'll have 1 or 2 weeks off. You'll come back again and you'll be able to repeat the C class in with class D. Okay. Class A and B will be excused because you've already been on 3 times classes and you don't need to come back a 4th time.
Thank you, Floyd. Thank you, Ann.
Yeah,
You guys
I
are
have a
welcome.
question as far as if our username on Telegram is different than what we signed up with. I just have kind of an avatar thing. Do we need to send you a message with our email in it?
Everything is Telegram. So if you direct message me through Telegram, I have all your information right there. All I got to do is copy and paste, add you to the group. Takes me 10 seconds. That's why.
Okay, it shows everything. It shows everything that
everything that I need.
Even though I have a different name.
Yes, don't worry about it. Just DM me. That's all you need to know. DM me.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Anything else? Anybody?
Yeah, Floyd. I'm sorry. Somebody. I
No.
think Lynn was raising her hand. Go ahead, Lynn.
Thank you so much. Sorry, I came in a little late today, so I'm just wondering, was this an hour long or did I miss?
It's 2 hours long. It starts at 5. This is recorded. I will upload this video to YouTube. It'll be in a private channel. I will add you to that private channel. So you will surpass the firewall. You will get a notice from YouTube, not from me. And YouTube will give you the link to go watch that video, and you can watch it at any time. Once you get through class, you'll have access to the previous A class and B class classes as well. So probably Monday, I'll give all B class access to all the A class classes. So you can go back and watch their classes as well.
Oh, wonderful. Will there be a way to watch this before tomorrow?
If I can get it uploaded tonight. I'm just pressed for time. That's all.
Thank you so much, Floyd.
You're welcome. Anybody else?
Hey, Floyd, are the files that you say you would send, are they the files that appear on the Telegram channel under the files tab?
They are in there. I also emailed them to everybody as an attachment with the NDA and the agreement. And I'm gonna have to redo that agreement. I didn't realize that I sent the old one and not the new one, but no big deal.
Okay.
Yeah, just y'all get those to me as quick as y'all can. And I guess with that, I'll see everybody tomorrow, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Sunday, October 23rd, Central Time.
Guys, don't forget to go on the Fearless Floyd Show on YouTube. We've got 17 of the 24 videos done. I sent Floyd 3 more. We're going to try to get them up this week if we have time, depending on his schedule and if he's moving around or whatever he's doing. And we might, hopefully we can get him up quickly. Is that your doggy?
No, I wish he was he's my dog, but no, I don't know him, but he's my dog. Go and chew back.
Oh, he just came up in the park and took over you.
Yeah, he doesn't bark that much, just when he sees people. Okay, kids.
Oh, thanks, Floyd. We'll see
Thank
you
you, Floyd.
tomorrow.
Yes, y'all are more than welcome. Thank you for attending. I appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, I wouldn't exist.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Floyd.
Appreciate you
Bye.
all.
Thank you, Floyd. See you next week.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Tomorrow, 6
Absolutely.
p.m. 6
Thanks,
p.m.
everyone.
Eastern time. Mute. No, no,